Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to your morning wake up call. And today I'm talking about getting fit in your business. So drop me a live in the comments if you're watching this live, and drop me a hashtag replay. If you're watching the replay, I'm just waiting for Instagram to come live now. Hello, Instagram. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. I'm going to turn my heater off. It's freezing here again today. And so we don't have that background noise. So we're going to talk about getting fit in your business. And what does that mean? So fit means Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So I did a training last week it was actually another team in network marketing. It wasn't my own team, but I did a training last week, and people were asking me, how did I build my team so quickly using social media? What was sort of my method of operation? What were the platforms I was using? What was I doing on a daily basis to create the momentum that we've created in our network marketing team? So I shared that on a team call with a team that is in another network marketing company. They asked me to come on and train them. And basically, the answer to the first question, guys, is post. Like, you got to post everywhere and you have to be consistent. So post every day, and you've got to post in multiple ways, right? Some people love to read posts. Some people love to watch live videos. Some people love to look at stories. Some people love to do it all, right? So you have to make sure that you're hitting those modalities, whether it's live video, whether it's stories, whether it's written posts, because different people consume content differently. So if all you're doing is live video, well, that's great. You know, live video is super, super powerful because it's going to allow people to get to know, like, and trust you really, really fast. But if that's all you're doing, then you're missing out on the people who like to read long form posts or like to engage in stories. Maybe they get entertained by stories, right? So you've got to mix it up. So let me know, guys, where you're coming in from today, and I'll give you a shout out. Hello, Facebook. Hello, hello. Hello, Instagram. Hey, Carla. Hey, Keto Gareth. Hey, Florina. Thanks for joining in, guys. Okay, so we've talked about posting in different modalities, and that's super important. The next thing is where to post. So if you're just getting started on social media, and I know in my own team, a lot of people find me on a certain platform, or find my team members on a certain platform, and they only use that platform. That's fine. But there are people like all over. There's people on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. So what I really recommend is that you choose a social media platform. It could be Facebook. It could be Instagram. It could be both, right? You could cross post to both. But you also use a platform that is also a search engine. So if you think about it, like YouTube is a search engine. So YouTube is owned by Google. And if you've ever typed in something in Google and YouTube videos come up, that's because YouTube owns Google. Google owns YouTube, right? So that's a search engine. So you can really strategically use certain words in your descriptions, use certain words in the titles of your video, say certain words on your video, use tags, and actually be found. And we, as a team, recruit a ton of people off of YouTube just because people have found our videos. So that's a search engine. Another search engine is by effectively using hashtags. So hashtags are really big on Instagram. They're sort of coming around on Facebook. Like, Facebook's like kind of the grandmother, and she takes a little bit of time to kind of get up to speed with things, I think. But particularly on TikTok, on Instagram, your videos can be found through really effectively using hashtags, right? Or your content. And I'm going to give you an example. So last week I did a post on Instagram. It was a simple post, and I strategically used some hashtags on it, and it reached about 20,000 people, had over 1,000 likes, had over 100 shares, and another 100 saves. So the reach was really big. And when I looked at where did that reach come from, about 10% of it came from my organic followers. So I've got about 8,500 followers over on Instagram. I'm working on that 10,000. But about 10%, or about 4,000 of the views, came from organic followers, right? The rest came through hashtags. So 16,000 of those views came from using effective hashtags. So that's a search engine. People can type something in and your content becomes evergreen, meaning people are finding videos on Instagram and on TikTok that I did weeks ago, but you don't get that so much on Facebook. So you want to have one social platform, but you also want to make sure you're on a platform where it's a search engine, so your content can be seen over and over again. Okay, so does that make sense, guys? Hit some of those love hearts if that makes sense to you. I'm seeing some comments come in here on Facebook. Hey, John, nice to see you. Angela, Michelle, Diana, thanks for joining in. Hello, Instagram, thanks for joining in. So that's one tip, okay? So make sure that you're using a searchable platform, and also a social media platform, because you have to be building your brand. Now, what's the fastest way to build your brand? If you've ever watched any of my videos or attended any of my trainings, or if I've done a team call with you somewhere, you probably heard me say this: it's live video. And I know there's a ton of people out there going, yikes, I'm not ready to do that. Like, that scares me. And I got to tell you, like, it scared me too. When I first started doing live video years ago, I was terrified. I was like a freaking robot, right? I had my notes and I sounded like a robot. But the only way you get better at live video is actually doing it, actually getting in there and doing it consistently. So when I first started doing live video, I committed to myself that I would do 30 days of live video. And I did, and I saw a lot of traction in terms of my engagement, my followers, and I actually even made a couple of sales those first 30 days. So consistency with live video is super important, and showing up live is super important. You see, social media has really changed. The buying habits of people on social media have really changed. So years ago, you could post links and pictures of your products and all of that good stuff, and people would click and go over and buy. And, you could do business that way. But now social media is a relationship business. So no one's going to buy from you. Like, if you're wondering, I'm putting out content, but no one's buying my stuff, no one's joining my team, it's because you haven't created enough influence yet. You haven't let people come to know, like, and trust you yet, right? And I'm going to give you an example. So it really wasn't until I started telling my real story on social media that people really started to show up. I tell my story of 10 years ago, and I lived with a narcissist. I lived with him for 10 years. And what it did to me in terms of my mindset, my self-worth, how I felt about myself, and how I felt that I didn't really deserve to have an amazing business. I felt like I wasn't good enough. And I eventually broke away from that relationship. And I talk a lot about our success in business is really dependent on who we're hanging around. Like, who is our circle of influence? And are they people who have what we want to have? Are they people who are living their lives and have the mindset around what we want in our future? Or are we living with people who are helping us continue our history, right? And I talk a lot about that, guys. So when I started to share this story about how as soon as I broke away from this bad situation, that my business started to change because I started to really create a different circle of influence around me, right? Which lifted me up, which raised my energy, which created new beliefs. And that's when my business really started to explode on social media. So sometimes you got to get vulnerable. But once you do in your social media, in your brand, people are going to get to know, like, and trust you, and they're going to want to join you. So live video is the fastest way to do that, guys. 100%. Hey, Karen, thanks for joining in. Diana from White Plains, New York. Thanks for hopping on this morning. So awesome to see you guys. And okay, so let's talk about fit. Where, if you're confused about where to post, some of the best places to post right now are Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And the reason I say that is I really resisted TikTok for a while. I thought it was a place where people just go and dance. But I've got to tell you, there are people crushing it on TikTok, selling product and recruiting. And TikTok reach in terms of short form video views and Instagram Reels reach is phenomenal right now. So if you're putting out content, if you're spending the time anyway putting out content, you may as well put it in a place where it's going to be seen, right? So this short form video, even YouTube now has short form video. It's called YouTube Shorts. It's something new. It's rolling. It's only in India right now, but a little tip for you. You can upload your TikToks or your Reels to YouTube. And if you hashtag short, then it will show up as a YouTube short, even though the beta part of YouTube Shorts isn't rolled out in North America yet. You can still get seen on there by doing that. So so fit is Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. If you're serious about your business, that's where you should be posting, and really being consistent, showing up every day, right? Creating that know, like, and trust with your audience. And that's how you're going to really explode your social media and really explode your teams and your sales and your customers. And I think that's it for today, guys. I hope you have an amazing week. It's the start of a new week. I'm always excited on Mondays, and we will see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.